Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this episode, we are going to be talking about child upbringing. Child upbringing is something that is very important in the life of any community because the parents have a lot of influence on their children. And that is why the Rasulullah said we need to know that the child is born on the right path of Allah. كل مولود يولد على الفطرة فأبواه يهودانه أو ينصرانه أو يمجسانه. It is the parents that will not decide to change him from that right path of Islam to becoming a Christian or a Jew or a Magian. We decide a lot in the life of our children. The name they bear, we decide it. The type of school they go to, we decide also many things in their life. And that is why we need to make it as a purpose that we want to rear children very well. But some parents, they think parenting is just all about getting expensive school, taking them on holiday, merrymaking, take them to Mr. Big, Mr. Small just to enjoy. It's much more beyond that. But what do you expect? You don't give what you don't have. If the parents are also not upright, what do you expect? The Rasul taught us a lot of lessons in child upbringing. In the narration, he said, Murru awladakum bis-salah wa hum abna'u sab'a. Command your children to pray as soon as age 7. You know, before they start praying, they need to learn a lot of things. Meaning that they must have started much more early. In fact, age 7 is even a bit late in this jet age because the children are very smart nowadays. The kind of question they ask will be wondering, how did they know this? What we didn't know when we were very young at age 20, they have known it at age 5. So we need to also be very careful when we introduce them to things. So we need to start early. Let them start learning by emulating us as early as early as possible. So وَضْرِبُهُمْ عَلَيْهَا وَابْنَ عَشَرٍ. And when they are age 10, make sure that you chastise them if they fail to pray. Let them realize the right of Allah. وَفَرِّقُوهُمْ فِي الْمَضَاجِعِ. And you separate them in beds. Don't allow boys to sleep along with guys on the same bed at age 10 because that will create a lot of problem in the future for them. And whenever he has an opportunity, he always warn them. There was a day, he was carrying a young man behind him on the right, and he said, Ya Gulam, inni u'allimuka kalimat. Oh young man, I want to teach you some statements. He said, Ihfadillah yahfaduk. Make sure that you are dutiful to Allah. Allah will also continue to protect your interest. He was trying to plant the love of Allah in the young mind of this young man. And he said, فَإِذَا سَأَلْتَ فَاسْأَلِ اللَّهِ. And when you want to ask Allah. Don't ask human beings. Because if you ask human beings, they may not give you. And if they give you, they may recant their blessing. Then you see them as a benefactor. But if you ask Allah and Allah send them to you, then they will not be able to recant anything against you. وَإِذَا اسْتَعَنْتَ فَاسْتَعِنْ بِاللَّهِ. When you want to seek assistance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you should know, لو اجتمعت الإنس والجن على أن ينفعوك بشيء لم ينفعوك إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله لك. Then you should know that if the entire nation should gather together to benefit you with something, they won't be able to do you anything good except what Allah has written for you. And if they should gather again, Allah an yadurruka bishay'in, to arm you with something, lam yadurruka illa bishay'in qad katabahu Allah lak. They won't be able to arm you except with something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written against you. Why? Rufi'at al-aklam wa jaffat as-suhuf. Because the pens are up, the pens with which the qadar has been written are up, then the ink is also dry. So you can see this kind of teaching being impacted on the young mind. It goes a long way to shape their mode of life, to shape their own worldview. They won't be greedy, they won't be looking at others because they know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has destined what they will be and what they will not be. All they need to do is just to go their own line and do whatever they can do that is humanly possible. Then whatever Allah gives, then it will become theirs. In another narration, there was this young man that was brought to the house of Prophet to be brought up by his mother. When the Prophet married the mother, he said there was a day they were eating and his hand was jumping around the plates, eating from here and there. then you can see that as signs of greed. This is available in virtually almost all children. They want to get the best. Then Prophet said, Ya Gulam, Samillah. O young man, whenever you want to eat, say Bismillah, because that will drive away shaitan. Wakul mimma yalik. And when you want to eat from the side closest to you. It's the same food. If it is rice, it's the same rice, they cook together. If it is beans, it's together. So don't be greedy. Don't look at others, look at your own. So all these are kind of the teachings that Rasulullah taught his children. And to cap this edition, I want to refer to Quran 31, verses 12 to 19, where Sayyidina Luqman alayhi salam taught his young child so many lessons, ranging from Iman to avoid shirk. He taught him how to be dutiful to the parents, because after the wrath of Allah, the wrath of the children. Then he taught him how to be accountable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, knowing that nothing will escape Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He taught him how to pray as well, because you need to fulfill your right to Allah. He taught him how to discharge social responsibility. You command what is good and you forbid what is bad. And he taught him lessons in patience, in humility, in moderation, even when you are talking. All these are part of the morals we need to inculcate in our children. Because if we don't teach them moral, no matter how brilliant they are, they will still be a problem for the community. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.